Hello everyone, and thank you for joining the quest on an ecosystem as well. Okay, so taking a look at the charts, we did have some major activity going on with ADA, with Cardano, over the last couple of hours, actually a few hours, since last night. I've been charting ADA since the end of October, really, and it had started to form this wedge on the hourly, and actually on the 4-hourly as well. I was looking at, I usually look at the 4-hourly, just because I don't like to look at it all the time, but especially all the coins all the time is just like information overload. But I do like ADA, I like Cardano, and it had come down so much. I mean, it went all the way to $3, and suddenly, it dropped down. And this is what I called this, guys, in my stream. I said, listen, there's no way that ADA is going to live up to the hype that's behind it. Nothing could. ADA is a great project, but nothing could live up to the insane amount of hype that was built up behind ADA. And sure enough, it didn't, even though the smart contracts launched. I mean, nothing could have. Like, nothing. No project could have done it. So we didn't quite, sustain that crazy spike of volume, and it just came back down to correct. And it had been consolidating a little bit here, and we've really seen major consolidation over the last week, and it formed this nice wedge. And usually when the wedge is really flat like this, like it doesn't really, come up sharply, usually when that happens, that means that there's tons and tons and tons of support at a certain level, and it's just not going to break below that level, meaning that there's a very high probability that it breaks up from the wedge, which it did. It hit my price target, which was from the top to the bottom of the wedge, right on the breakout. It hit the $2.14, exactly as it should have. So this is textbook technical analysis stuff right here. Going for a retest, it could retest right at the top of the wedge here. I saw that this might happen. Put an order in at $2. I actually picked it up, 201, and then came back. And I think it's going to steadily do this again. It's going to probably form another wedge before the next leg up, and on and on and on. That's the idea for ADA. Now, we can probably start even drawing a wedge, I would imagine. Just pretty much based on what we can see so far. And I would just draw it from here, to be honest. And I think that we'll probably see something like this. We're not there yet. We're just consolidating here. We haven't hit the extremes yet, but once we do, we'll start to be able to draw a wedge, and then it'll just break up again. That's what I see Cardano doing, slow but steady. Picking it up at the bottom of these retests is a good idea. Around the $2 level is where I would top off at for sure. That's ADA, and what else is happening here? Near protocol. Yes. This one had a really crazy cup and handle formation, and it looks like it's playing out pretty much exactly as predicted. And we have yet to hit that breakout spot. So with a cup and handle, sometimes it can take a while. And look how big this cup is. This is almost like a bowl and handle, I think I remember saying when I was drawing this. It's like a bowl and handle, meaning it's going to probably take a little bit longer on the handle side for it to get going. But when it does, the price target of about $17.50 to $18 is very reasonable. So still a nice entry is possible here for near. Phantom is pretty crazy. It's actually kind of mirrored itself. So if you look at this, it's just kind of like a mirror of itself. Really strange. This mirrors this. So go figure, right? I mean, I don't know. Where's the target of this thing going? I was seeing as low as 222 before it came back. But inevitably, Phantom is going to go the next leg up. For Phantom would be back to the all-time highs around the 347 to 350 range. I do see that in play for the next couple weeks, just because of the way the ecosystem is, and Phantom is pretty much had its spot on as far as the yield farming goes. Yield farming on Phantom is really easy. They had a conference recently where they announced a lot of development, and there's tons of money coming into Phantom. So really no reason that it wouldn't run up, just like AVAX is doing today, Avalanche. Just saw a really nice run up from being quiet for quite a while, but it ran up pretty hard over the last 3 days, 2-3 days. It's gone up approximately 25%. So Avalanche is back. It's huge, and that's something to look at. From a technical analysis standpoint, this is a W formation that has played out. Usually the W's play out about halfway from here up, and so this is done. I wouldn't buy this right now. I wouldn't buy AVAX right now. I think it's run up a little too much. After the W pattern, it might consolidate for a while, or it might just go straight down to retest back at the top of the W. So picking it up at, I would say, maybe the $70 range will be okay. But we could, again, once we hit this, if it breaks lower, it could break down even more. So maybe a little overheated right now. Radium is a very cool project that's on the Solana ecosystem, which is something I'm going to talk about in depth. I'm going to do a deep dive into the Solana ecosystem because we have a huge conference coming up next week for Solana. That is very important to know about. But I've been saying for a while that Radium is actually really, really crazy price potential. And the reason is because it's in this massive wedge. This is the most massive wedge that I've seen. And basically it means that when it breaks up through the wedge, which I believe that the probability of it breaking up at this point is really high, we're going to see an increase in the same amount as the top to the bottom of the wedge. Okay, so I've done a little bit of geometry here. This parallel line shows where the breakout is and what the maximum, the target price after the breakout of this wedge on the positive side. The breakout means that the candle goes above this, okay? When the candle goes above this and immediately comes back down, it's a fake out. But when the candle comes above, it breaks through the wedge, comes back down to retest and goes up from there, that's a confirmed breakout, okay? So that's what you look for. You look for the break, and you look for the retest, and then it comes back, and then you pick it up. Now, think about Radium. Fundamentally, it's a fantastic project. And like I said, we have the most massive wedge I've ever seen on a coin. So at any given moment, this breakout could result in a 60 to 70% increase in your coins. So, I mean, the worst case scenario, wow. I mean, it could go to as much as 90%. So basically, if we stay in this wedge, it's going to eventually have to break out. Breaking out to the upside is a high probability that this kind of increase will play out. And that's a massive opportunity. Radium is a great coin. It is a very underrated coin. I talk about it in most of my videos. As you can see here, it is a DEX. It is a decentralized exchange. And I actually have an order on right now to buy some Saber. The way it works is you place your order, you connect your wallet, you place your order, and you wait. And then somebody wants to pick it up, they can. And then later on, like I'll come back tomorrow, and maybe this will be filled. And if this is filled, instead of saying cancel here, it'll say collect. And you click collect, and it goes right in your wallet. It's really cool. I mean, and that's just one part of what Radium offers. Radium also has farming, which have quite nice yields. I'm not going to log in right now, but there's pretty nice yields on the farming. It also has this thing called Accelerator, which allows you to get into farms early, early access for farms. It has an NFT marketplace and a drop zone where you can get early access to NFTs. You can browse NFTs, something called Magic Eden. I mean, it is huge. Radium is insane. People don't know how crazy Radium is. So the potential is definitely there for Radium. Now, what we want to talk about is Solana. This is a major project that we have to talk about because there's some major stuff going on. So let's get into the news for now. I wanted to talk about a couple things. The first thing I want to talk about is El Salvador announces new Bitcoin education project. So El Salvador will construct 20 schools dedicated to Bitcoin education using a surplus from its Bitcoin fund, President Nayib Bukele has announced this week. The country has broken ground on a previously announced pet hospital that will also receive funding from the trust. So they announced yet another project funded, let's see here. No, I don't need that. by the surplus of the country's Bitcoin fund. So basically, the country's making so much money in Bitcoin that they're like, hey, we are a country and we want to make the country better for our people. And so we're going to use the money that we make in Bitcoin to fund these philanthropic, beautiful projects that are to, build the country up better. It's beautiful. So basically, the idea is that education is the future, okay? Education is always the future of the country. And by focusing on things like Bitcoin and blockchain technology as something that is groundbreaking, something that is freedom-inducing, something that is really, truly the next big step in finance and the next big step really in a lot of technology, the technological side of the industry, I think they're doing a great job. So listen, more power to these guys. They're really quite a beautiful country. And the fact that they're putting money back into the country and not just being greedy and corrupt about it, it says a lot. So kudos to El Salvador. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is FTX US partners with the University of Kentucky Wildcats to compensate players. Again, education is the future, right? So we're talking about universities here. We're talking about sports athletes. This is basketball athletes at the University of Kentucky, which is in Lexington, one of my favorite cities in the U.S. And basically, FTX has formed a partnership with the Wildcats basketball team. They will not see payers paid in crypto, okay, but the players will get access to FTX's debit cards and NFT services. Now, this is key. NFT services. Okay, so basically the sports industry and the rights of student athletes to profit from their own NIL, their name, image, and likeness, is always kind of a contentious subject. In the U.S., it's significantly curtailed in the past. They don't really encourage that to happen because they like to have control. These big corporations, the sponsor guys, they like to have control over the players and what they do. But the fact that FTX is allowing players to be able to earn money by creating NFTs of their own gives them the freedom that they really should be entitled to have. I mean, these players are not commodities. They are people. They are human beings with skills that work, for a team, and that's good. But they shouldn't have to sell their own image, their own name, who they are. That shouldn't be outsourced to a corporation. So this is something beautiful. I mean, we're seeing what blockchain can do. We're seeing what blockchain technology can do for a person's independence, for a person to have control over their own namesake, their own identity, their own legacy. Now, listen, that doesn't mean that they shouldn't be punished if they do something stupid, or if they drag their own name through the mud, or if they associate themselves with something that is not conducive to what the team, it stands for. I mean, I think, of course, people have to be careful, and I'm sure that we'll see that in the future. We'll see people doing stupid things and, getting involved in stupid stuff and then being kicked off the team, whatever, right? But at the same time, they should have access to be able to do those things. They should be able to make their own mistakes. Why not? Okay, so one sec here. Okay, the next piece of news I wanted to cover was VeChain. This token has been so quiet. This coin has been extremely on the down low, we should say. But not anymore. VeChain's DEX to launch governance token and yield farming program. Finally, we see something going on with VeChain. The VeChain ecosystem is expanding at a fast pace. Their first DEX, their first decentralized exchange, an AMM, automated market maker called VEX, VeChain Exchange, will launch their governance token with the same ticker next week on November 9th. Guys, that's coming in 6 days, okay? Let me tell you right now what the price of VeChain is. It's 13 cents. And it has done absolutely nothing since April, okay? It's just been consolidating since April. I mean, it's gone sure, it rode the dip down to 6 cents or whatever and came back up. And it's been 13 cents now, I would say, since June. It was 13 cents in August, 13 cents in September, 13 cents in October, 13 cents in November. I mean, we're just 13 cents. That's the price of VeChain. Nothing going on. But took a look at the charts. We do have a wedge forming here. We have a W pattern. This is the only thing I could find. We have a W pattern on the 4 hourly and also on the hourly candles. We do have a clear W pattern, which is bullish. Doesn't always happen, but it's bullish. And the thing about the W pattern, I mean, yeah, it could break. And if it does send us through the wedge, which it should, then we have two bullish scenarios. Okay, we have the W pattern breaking us through the wedge, and we have also a confirmed pattern that could break the wedge from top to bottom, which would be much more encouraging. And remember, this pump doesn't all happen at once, but technically we could see a 22-cent VeChain in the coming days. Okay, this is possible. However, keep in mind with VeChain that there are 62 billion, 64 billion, some insanely huge amount of them, which means it takes a lot of market activity to drive the price. And VeChain has not been in the news. They have not had a lot going on. They had a few NFTs. They had the NFTs called VPunks and a couple things like that. But I will be keeping a very close eye on this. I'm invested in VeChain. I like VeChain. I think it's actually a pretty smooth blockchain, to be honest. I like using it. So I'll be keeping an eye on this, and I'll let you guys know what's going on with VeChain. We can expect, I believe that we will not see a break to the downside for VeChain. I don't think that VeChain is going to be coming back to 8 cents. I think that VeChain is a very safe buy. Specifically with the new DEX coming out, I think it's a very safe buy. Listen, guys, when a decentralized exchange or when anything new comes for DeFi for a blockchain protocol like VeChain is, it gets a lot of usage. And how do people use it? They have to buy it. So if you buy something, the price goes up, etc., etc. Okay? Pretty simple. VeChain, yeah, at 13 cents, you could have bought it at 13 cents, 6 months ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago. That's just the freaking price of VeChain. So is it a good buy right now? Yeah, I think so. I would say yes. I say yes to VeChain. Why not? But again, keep in mind that there are a lot of them, and it takes a lot of activity to move the price. Okay, that's all the news items I want to cover, except for one more thing that's really important that everybody must know about in the crypto space. Again, you guys want to build massive wealth through cryptocurrency, you can do it. You just need to do your research. And I like to highlight things so that kind of point you in the right direction of where to research, what to look at. That's the goal of the channel. That's the goal, to grow the community so that we can do the research together. I can point you guys in the right direction. You can go off on your own and start making those gains. So listen, we have the Breakpoint conference, which is the Solana conference that's happening in Lisbon, Portugal next week. It is massive. It is absolutely huge. There are 4 days of non-stop speaking by very influential investors, developers, influencers within the space. I mean, they are seriously going to have a lot of information. There's so much information that's going to be given in these 4 days that I couldn't cover this in 10 YouTube videos. Okay, so what I wanted to do, just to make it very simple for you guys, is here's what we do. We go to DeFi Llama. We go to what are the coins out there under the Solana ecosystem, and we take it and we say Solend. Okay, Solend, and we search in the sessions. There's 102 sessions, guys, going on for this conference. What was I looking for? Solend. 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 Well, nope. Nobody from Solend is speaking at... Okay, so let's ignore that coin then. How about Fabric? Let's take a look. Fabric, anybody speaking? Fabric? No? No news for Fabric, guys? Really? Okay. Forget about it. ASOL? No, that's just a pairing. Atrix? Let's take a look. So I'm doing this all live so that you can see what the steps that I go through when I'm looking for that next big coin. Mango Markets. Come on, there's got to be somebody at Mango Markets that's speaking at this conference. Well, here we go. Daffy Derage, Mango DAO, he's going to be speaking. Does that mean that there's going to be news for Mango Markets coming up? Yes. Where's Mango Markets right now? It's up 14% today. Where's it going to be next week? Well, I guess it depends on the news that this guy has to drop for Mango Markets. But anyway, this is something to put on the radar. So you take Mango Markets, you bookmark it, and you say, okay, let's keep an eye on the price. If it's available here in your old trading view, you add that. Mango. Oh yeah, we do have Mango on FTX. Oh, and there sure should be a lot of these on FTX because FTX is really partnered up closely with these guys. So hey, look at this. We got a chart here, guys. We can look at Mango Markets, take the daily, go auto, zoom in. Whoops, why am I on this one here? Okay, zoom out. Let's see, what's the all-time high for Mango? We have it at 51 cents. Right now we are at 39 cents. Okay. This to me, I want to retest. I don't want to buy this. That's way too hot, way too high. I want to retest somewhere around this. Looks good. We have support and resistance here. We have support. We have support. Yeah, I like this. What's this level? 35 cents. Okay. So I want to retest at 35. If it doesn't break out, if it doesn't break down, I buy it. If it breaks up from here, boom, buy it right there. Okay, so now we have an idea of what to do with Mango Markets. And so you guys get the picture, you just kind of go on and on. Now you go back to DeFi Llama, you say, okay, Parrot Protocol. What's going on at the conference here? Parrot, anything? Parrot. Oops. It helps if you spell it right. Parrot, no, nothing going on for Parrot. How about Socian? S-O-C, just like Socian. Okay, gotcha. Socian. Nothing going on for Socian. Did I type it right? Yeah, I did. Okay, how about Marinade? No, that's a stable coin. Serum. I can guarantee you there's some Serum going on. Yep, Project Serum. Two speakers for Project Serum. So what do? Well, let's see if we can get a chart for Serum. Oh yeah, of course. I'm looking at the chart. I have the chart here for Serum. I've been looking at the chart for Serum. SRM. Here we go. Boom. Ah, yes. Here, this is my buy zone for Serum. Anywhere between 688 and 786. And it broke out of that. Look at that. Just like clockwork, huh? So on a retest, sure, you pick some of that up. Now, why do you do this? Why do you fill it up here? And how much do you put in? Well, here's what I do. Okay, so this is like short-term trading. This is something that you want to do. You want to build up for the short term because you know it's just as we do. We buy the rumor, sell the news, right? That's how you make it. That's how your crypto journey should be. That's how you build a strong portfolio. You got to get in and out of things, and you got to know what to look for. And if you're a little bit ahead of the curve, you can really make a lot. Because, listen, what I would do is I would take a third of my total portfolio. I would have it ready in the Solana ecosystem. Out of that 1/3 of my total, I would put, let's say, okay, you pull out a third. You have 100K, you put 33K into the Solana ecosystem. Out of that 33K, I want half of it in the native coin Solana, okay? So I want 15 to 16K in Solana, and I want the rest in the Solana ecosystem projects that we're talking about. I want to pick up, let's see how many projects we're going to have, and then we kind of divvy it out that way. So, like, let's say there's 10 projects. Okay, the total is actually only 30. I counted them, there's 30 here. Okay, but out of these 30, they're not all speaking, so there's not going to be information dropped on this. So far, we're almost at number 10 on the list. Okay, so we're going down. You know what? I'm going to go over all 30 of these. Why not? Let's just go over 30 of these because then I'll have the information in my own portfolio, and we'll know what to watch. So far, we know to watch Mango. We know to watch Serum. That's 2 out of 30 that we're watching. Okay, so let's say that that's it. It's not going to be it for sure, but let's say that that's it. Now you just divide the remainder of your 16K or your 15K or whatever, and you split it in half, and then you put half into Mango and you put half into Serum at a nice entry. You got to look for that nice entry. Don't just market buy. Don't just FOMO in. You got to have a nice entry on that stuff. Okay, so this is the strategy. Let's take a look at the next one. Francium. Agenda. Francium. Nope. Sorry guys, you got nothing going on. Orca. Now I know we got some Orca. I love Orca, by the way. Look at this. Both the CEOs of Orca, the owners of Orca are there. So do we look at Orca? You bet we do. Now how do you chart Orca? Unfortunately, I don't think there's an Orca chart for trading view. No, there isn't. So the way I look at Orca is I just kind of go to orca.com or whatever, orca.io. The price right now is like $13 or $14. Honestly, yeah, Orca right now is undervalued. I mean, I think it's any time is an okay time to get into Orca, to be quite honest. Radium, the funny thing is, I checked this earlier. Radium is actually not speaking. I don't know why, but anyway, we talked about Radium. Still a good buy. Still probably something that's going to pump during these conferences, even though nobody's speaking so far that I can tell. But maybe they are, and I just can't find it for whatever reason. But yeah, so that's surprising. Port Finance, let's take a look. Nobody. Okay. Serum Swap. Wait a second. Didn't I just look at that? Yeah, it's the same thing. Almond. I've never heard of this company before. Almond. Apparently nobody else has. Okay, so Tulip. Oh yeah, I think I have heard of Tulip. Some kind of insurance or something like that. No, they're not there. Synthify. Let's take a look. Here we go. Norbert Bodzioni from Synthify Labs. Yes, they have a presence there, which means they have good information to share with everybody. So we look at Synthify, and it's not on TradingView, so you can go to Radium, and you can take a look at what is the ticker for Synthify. SNY. Oh, I think I have seen SNY actually on TradingView. Let's take a look. Or is that Sony? Oh, Synthify. Boom, on FTX. Nice. So we got a chart. Synthify, $4.71. Oh, wow, that's a nice looking chart. Oh, this looks good to me, guys. I'm gonna draw some trend lines. This is a daily too. Let's kick it to the 4 hourly so we can get a little more in detail here. Oh, this is a nice looking chart, but it has already broken out. Oh wow, yeah, it's already broken out. I wouldn't even know where to begin here. Maybe this. Pretty flat, yeah. This is a nice looking chart. Yeah, so we have an all-time high here of $7.39, maybe even as high as $8. In pattern dumped out horribly. Didn't really recover because probably the volume is just not there, I would imagine. Yeah, but look how scattered the volume is. This is a project. Probably it's a good project. I have no idea what the fundamentals of this project are. But I think it's synthetics, if I remember. I might have researched this in the past, and if memory serves, I think it's some kind of synthetics protocol. But the volume is just not there. But, again, we got announcements going on. This thing would not be a bad thing to pick up. Of course, it's gone up a little bit too high right now for me. Certainly, if we take this down to the last peak, it's way out through the wedge already. So I would wait for a retest probably down here at the $3.98, like just anywhere under $4. Anywhere at or around the $4 mark is a nice purchase point. And I'm going to draw that right here. So maybe like 431 to, it's a pretty big box, I know, but this is a pretty nice buy zone. If we zoom out, this is a pretty nice buy zone for this project. Synthify, looking good. We got announcements coming, which is great news. Okay. So what's next? Mercurial Finance, MER. Let's see. Yes, Mercurial Labs, Mr. Ming Ng. He's going to be speaking. So this is a session, Riding the Big Waves, the Future of Liquidity and Market Making. He's going to speak on Wednesday. So this is actually really cool, guys. So we know exactly the day and the time that this guy from Mercurial Labs is going to be speaking and dropping information and dropping good news. And again, this is what we do, right? We buy the rumor, we sell the news. So we buy early, we sell when this happens. We buy Mercurial. Let me tell you. Let's see. Hopefully it's on here. A lot of them are. Yeah, it is. It's on FTX. Awesome. See, I've never even looked at this protocol before. 43 cents. And it looks totally dead, right? It's just starting to wake up. I mean, wow, this thing launched at $5. It peaked out midway at about 77 cents. It's like just starting to wake up from a terrible roller coaster slide down. Volume, again, is very low. It's low but consistent. It's not as scattered as Centify, but it's really low. There's like 10 people trading this thing every day. There's like 10 or 11 people trading this thing every day, but they're trading every day. Yeah, man, this thing, I mean, this is just buy whenever. Just go ahead and market buy it. I mean, whatever this guy wants to sell it for, just buy it, you know? So MER, 43 cents. Yeah, you know, we know the entry. The rumor is here, okay? The rumor's here. How far are we from the all-time bottom? I mean, this has got to be not that far away. Look, it's only 3.8% away from like the lowest it's ever been. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. It's like, hey guys, by the way, we exist. So we buy that and we sell Wednesday, November 10th, you know, at 1:40 p.m. or 5:40 a.m. my local time, which is a little bit early in the morning, but you know, hey, crypto never sleeps, man. This is the strategy, guys. This is what we look at. This is what we do, and this is how that's how we make the gains. We're almost through here, actually. If we keep going down, we're at 19 out of 30, so we're almost there. We're almost there. Let's finish it off. Aldrin. Ooh, I've heard good things about Aldrin. Let's see what is going on with Aldrin. Are we speaking, guys? Rin. Let's just put Rin first. Aldrin. Oh, come on. There's no Aldrin? No, I've heard really good things about this project. There has to be something going on with Rin. It's on Huobi. Look at this. No, that's Ring. Where is this? Where can I buy this? Aldrin. No, nothing. Okay, well, let's ignore it for now, but maybe I'll come back to it if I find anything on it. There is Sunny. I'm sure Sunny's going to be there. Yeah, no, there's a guy named Sunny, but there's no Sunny protocol. Larix, Larix. Nothing. Saber. Yes, Saber Labs is definitely going to be there, and in fact, I have my buy order in already, as you guys can see. I want to buy 25,000 of them at 19 cents. You can front run me if you like, it's fine. I'm sure there's plenty to go around. Saber, yeah, so we know where to enter. We know where to enter the rumors. Do we know where to exit? Saber Labs and Saber. We got people talking on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. From $0 to $2 billion, how Saber became the biggest DeFi app on Solana. Really? I've used Saber before. It's okay. I mean, it's okay. But I like Orca better. I like Radium better. But Saber's pretty cool. I mean, look, it's like stablecoins, right? Okay, so Saber is the bear market yield farming. Not even yield farming. It's the bear market staking protocol. Let's just call it that. Versus Orca or Radium, which is totally the bull market yield farming, go crazy and earn 300 to 400% on your coins, plus whatever the amount of the coins going up is. So there's that, and yeah, Saber is definitely something to look at. Jet, let's take a look at Jet. Jet Protocol, William Barnes. Yes, sir. We have Jet. What's the ticker for Jet here, guys? It doesn't show anything. It's like a dash. Jet protocol.io. Let's take a look at the website here. Connect your wallet. No thanks. It's borrowing lending. Okay, cool. I mean, it's a terrible website. Resources. About. Well, there he is. Billy Barnes. He's going to be speaking. So yeah, listen, hopefully he talks about, how they're going to get a better website. But yeah, so keep an eye on it. They will be giving information, looks like on Tuesday and Wednesday, both days, 20 minutes. That's Jet. There's Fabric, which we saw they don't have. Oxygen. Oops, I didn't spell that right. Oxygen is not there. Soul Yard. I have a feeling I searched this already. Not there. Okay, we're almost done here. Serum Swap, we know. ASOL. Acumen. Let's take a look. I've never heard of Acumen before. Acumen. Nothing. Arrow. Nothing. Only one like. Yeah, that's like my videos. Only one. Here we go. Oh, look at this. Leon Lee, dude. He's there. Okay, nice. Okay, so we got Leon Lee here, speaking for only one. And here's the thing, guys, and this is not to talk trash about it, but this is a very small project. There's like nothing locked. It's just early, okay? So only one is something to keep an eye on. Also, the other one, Jet, you know, look, it's super small, like 37 million total value locked. It's pretty small, guys. You know, these are small projects that are just getting started. So really, this is ground level stuff. I mean, if you're able to get in on these, don't allocate too much, okay? So remember before when I was like, okay, if there's 6 projects, we know all 6 of them, we divide it by 6 and we go, okay, listen, if it's Jet or if it's only one or these super small, look at the TVL. Okay, if the TVL is super small, you don't want to put that much in. You know, you want to put in maybe $1,000. You know, maybe whatever. You don't want to put in maybe 10%. You don't want to put in the whole thing. Okay, you want to put in the bigger money on things like Serum, like Radium, like Saber, Orca. That's where you want to put the majority into. And then for the smaller ones, well, actually, Synthify maybe, you know, but for like, and Mango Markets definitely, but for Mare, you know, I mean, you don't want to put in a lot for this, you know, 10% maybe. But it's definitely going to wake up. And again, we know the entry, we know the exit. And so that's how you do it. That's how you do things here. That's what I wanted to go over, really, I think, for the meantime here. And listen, guys, I hope this information proves to be useful for everyone. And if you do like staying ahead of the curve, click on that like button and subscribe down below, please, to get all the updated information on the crypto space before everyone else. Now, until next time, keep your portfolio strong and your hands stronger.